We're reading the Beis Halevi on Anava. We're on 1.2. In the Torah, the Beis Halevi seems to maintain that one who is arrogant transgresses an explicit Torah commandment, rendering it as severe as any of the other 613 mitzvot. This would seem clear from the Gemara he proceeds to quote, which cites a warning for the Torah against arrogance. Indeed, Sefer Middos HaGadol, a compilation of all the 613 mitzvot, lists the sin of arrogance among the negative commandments, thus rendering it an outright Torah commandment. Regarding this, the Smag writes that I have spoken publicly about the importance of humility, but I never felt that it should be numerated among of the 613 mitzvot as a negative commandment. In fact, the Rambam himself did not give it among the list of the 613 mitzvot. However, as I was completing my list of the negative commandments, the following statement was revealed to me in a dream. You have forgotten the fundamental negative commandment. Take care lest you forget Hashem. In the morning, I contemplated this and realized that this commandment is greatly fundamental to one's fear of heaven, the fear of Hashem. I therefore decided to include it in my list. I then delved into the Gemara in Sota 5a, which states clearly that this verse is referring to the negative commandment of arrogance. However, as the Smag mentioned, the Rambam did not include the arrogance out of the 613 mitzvot. Does Rambam maintain otherwise? If so, how would Rambam reconcile this with the Gemara, which seems to state clearly that it is a negative commandment? The Migdal Oz writes that, indeed, Rambam agrees with the Smag. However, Rambam's list of the 613 mitzvot is based on a specific criteria. Though many commandments may be considered Torah obligations, they are not included in the list of the 613 mitzvot, which he explains in his introduction to the Sefer Mitzvot. As a rule, the Rambam lists the only commandments that one transgresses outwardly, for such misdeeds can be seen by others and based in, can warn against transgressing them. Arrogance, on the other hand, is something that is solely in the heart and indiscernible by others, and is therefore not included. Alternatively, Rav Yosef of Trani, known as the Marit, writes that the Rambam did not list negative commandments that are general and do not involve conditions or actions. For example, he does not list the commandment of "you shall be holy," since its ramifications and applications are not specific, but apply at all times in every situation. Rambam felt that since the sin of arrogance is derived from the verse, "Take care, lest you forget Hashem," which is a general prohibition against ever forgetting Hashem, it falls under the category as well. See, however, the Cheshek Shlomo, who disagrees and maintains that Rambam and the Ramban as well hold that arrogance is forbidden only rabbinically, and the verse cited is merely a scriptural support. Other Rishonim, who compile lists of 613 commandments, such as the Sefer HaChinuch, the Bahag, and the Sefer Yaraim, also excluded the sin of arrogance in their lists. However, the Bahag and the Sefer Yarim list the positive commandment of humility as one of the mitzvos. In conclusion, there is much discussion whether the sin of arrogance is a Torah prohibition or a rabbinic prohibition. Nevertheless, the Beis Halevi will convey Anava as a very important topic, and the benefit of working to attain it are boundless. Though perhaps there are no clear halachic implications of the discussion, one may wonder which opinion is the accepted view. The Sefer Chafetz Chaim lists all the positive and negative commandments that one can transgress when speaking Lashon Hara. One of them is arrogance, and his source of this prohibition is the above-mentioned Smag. It would seem that the Chafetz Chaim is ruling like the Smag, and arrogance is thus one of the 613 commandments. And as a general rule in halacha, the Chafetz Chaim, who authored the Mishnah Berurah, is widely considered to be the final word.